this is a practice. It's not a set in stone, cool Rolodex of good friends. I want to talk about an 85-year study about what makes for a long, happy, and successful life. This is started in 1938 by researchers at Harvard University. So, got to have some relevant results here. They've been studying it for that long. The researchers have gathered health records from 724 participants from all over the world, asking detailed questions about their lives at regular 2-year intervals. So, what is the secret? What makes us happy in life? Contrary to popular opinion, it's not career achievement, money, exercise, fitness, or a healthy diet. The most consistent finding learned through 85 years of study at Harvard is positive relationships. They keep us happier, healthier, and help us live longer. And so the key to that is what the researchers call social fitness. You can interpret what they mean here because you can reference positive social interactions, help you feel better physically, and that is the quick insight to figure out what they're talking about here, social fitness. And it's also important to realize that this is a practice. It's not a set in stone, cool Rolodex of good friends. And you can smile and say, I can count on these people anytime. It's a matter of going out there and continuing to strengthen these bonds and keep them strong throughout life, especially as we age, where there's a lot of forces from culture and community in pushing us away from natural, impromptu, and automatic social interactions throughout the day. We saw that with pandemic, where people were extracted from things like school and the workplace that were automatic ways to flow into good social connection. And then we had to really work hard, for example, by organizing Zoom meetings or doing whatever was appropriate with social distancing and getting out there and continuing to try and keep these frayed social connections going when we were prevented by society, by the rules. Okay, so we tend to think that once we establish friendships and intimate relationships, they'll take care of themselves. But just like everything else, it's a living system that needs exercise. So here's a recommendation to take stock of your important relationships in your life and realize that amongst our main social connections, we don't have to require all things from all people. So there's going to be some variation in what you get or what your main benefits of one social relationship is compared to another. And the great work of John Gray emphasizes this, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, where he says that today's modern, evolved love relationship is kind of asking for everything from your partner. And that is a recipe for conflict and trouble and frustration. And so we need to nurture those outside connections. And he brings up examples of male bonding activities where you do testosterone boosting activities like athletics, like watching a ball game together, like tinkering in the garage on the vehicle with your friends, all interested in that hobby, and perhaps your romantic partner not at all interested in that. So when you have these outlets, then you come back to the love relationship refreshed and energized and invigorated. Same with the female example of going to book group so they can have some drink wine and have a cheese platter and talk about the book, or maybe not even talk about the book, just talk like crazy and then come back refreshed and energized to their partner, whereby the partner might not have been interested in talking about the book for a couple hours or talking about the everyday happenings, the things that females bond over at the beauty salon, at the book club, club, whatever. And I don't mean to sound sexist when I'm bringing up these examples of dudes tinkering in the garage on a car and females having wine and cheese and talking about the latest novel on the book club list. But it's just a familiar example of whatever it means to you to get out and bond with people that share your common interests that might not be shared by your romantic partner or your immediate family members. There's also some more obvious, potentially less offensive examples, like the busy mom and dad who are caring for young ones and putting a lot of time and attention into raising children. It's very healthy to give one of the spouses a hall pass so they can go and play 18 holes of golf and be completely away from family and out in nature bonding with their friends, and then come back refreshed and energized, and perhaps give the other partner a hall pass to go out and participate in their bowling league or their book club or whatever it is. So it's important, or it's recommended by the study, to take stock of your relationships and see how they are performing on these 7 keystones of support. So we have the 7 keystones identified of things that are really important to extract from our close social connections. And so we want to kind of keep tabs on it and see who's doing what, who's providing what, and where maybe some gaps are that you might want to shore up or examine. So number 1 is safety and security. And this is like who you would call if you woke up scared in the middle of the night. Who would you turn to in a moment of crisis? So that's number 1, someone that provides safety and security that you can count on. I'm going to jump really quick to number 7, which is fun and relaxation. Who makes you laugh? Who do you call up to go on a road trip or see a movie? That kind of thing. Number 1 and number 7 are kind of disparate, right? So it might not be the same person, but at least you can go through your own list of people and see that you can check the boxes that are necessary and hit these 7 keystones of support, maybe with different people, is what I'm trying to say. Number 2, learning and growth. Who encourages you to try new things, to take chances, and to pursue your life's goals. Number 3, emotional closeness and confiding. Who knows everything or most things about you? Who can you call on when you're feeling low and be honest about how you're feeling? Number 4, identity affirmation and shared experience. Is there someone in your life who has shared many experiences with you and who helps you strengthen your sense of who you are? Number 5, romantic intimacy. Do you feel satisfied with the amount of romantic intimacy in your life? Number 6, help. This is both informal and practical. Who do you turn to if you need some expertise or help solving a practical problem, such as planting a tree, fixing your Wi-Fi connection, or whatever? And number 7, fun and relaxation. Who makes you laugh? Who do you call to see a movie, go on a road trip with? Who makes you feel connected and at ease? Now, I think a lot of times we fantasize about the idea of one person, our perfect partner, meeting all 7 of these needs all the time. Maybe some of this text is sprinkled into um, the wedding speech, or the vows, where you say, "Oh my gosh, you're my everything. You provide safety and security, learning and growth, emotional closeness and confiding, identity affirmation and shared experience, romantic intimacy, informational and practical help, and fun and relaxation." And you know what? Those are great attributes to strive for in your romantic relationship, but it's also important to sprinkle in other players to fulfill some of those important needs and take the stress or the burden off needing to be all things to all people, or needing everything from all your friends. So there is the message. Focusing on social connection. And this is one study from Harvard, nice long one, but there's plenty of those that come up when you're researching or reading the subject on the internet, that our social connection is really what makes us tick, and everything else is kind of deprioritized after that. And it's easy to forget today, as we're so busy and pushing ourselves so hard and trying to excel in our careers and take advantage of new opportunities and move and splinter the locations of family into different areas. And so all that stuff makes it tough to come back full circle and realize that The number one thing that makes us happy is social connection. So do your best in the circumstances that you have, and be aware, pay attention, see what's working for you and what's not. And as some experts contend, there are relationships that indeed have an expiration date. I love when Christine Hassler uses that term. I think she made it up, but it's healthy to move on and continue to try and learn and grow and form positive winning relationships, whether it's the same relationship of someone you've known for a long time, evolving that over time and keeping it fresh, or moving on and realizing that it's time to find new circles and new people to interact with. All right. Thank you very much.